Michael, so now let's kind of jump into your story, right? So, right, you've kind of approached infinite banking. What was some of the ways that you've started to implement infinite banking in your life?
Yeah, for sure. So fourplex in LA, perfect example. So that helped to pay for the down payment, or a portion of the down payment I was saving up. So that was one of the things, and albeit it's not something that, as I said, is stabilized today, it's something that we got at a great value in
Mm.
comparison to what its current value is, as well as what we can actually do with the property. So to level set with you all, it's actually a legal triplex with an unpermitted fourth unit. So it's a fourth studio unit, and it's been that way since the 60s, right, when it was built. It's actually in the shape of a boathouse, which is kind of fun.
Oh,
Yeah, very unique in that way. Albeit when we got the appraiser out there to perform their appraisal, the as-is value was about, I think he said 2.55, and we purchased it for 2.3, but here, or 2.38. And here's the magic. Simply by permitting that fourth unit, and then doing our reno plan on the property, we were spending about 140,000 in the reno plan. We ended up spending a little bit more than that, but in the reno plan it was about 140,000. And the equity on the property increased from, as I said, 2.55 up to $3.35 million just by permitting the fourth unit, right? It's ridiculous. And the cash flow on the property, even though it's Los Angeles, once we actually get it to market rent, in conjunction with potentially some midterm rentals with some traveling nurses, will probably be close to 25 to 35,000. And then after, OpEx, and then whatever we set aside for CapEx is probably going to be looking closer to, like, conservatively, like 5 to 8 grand. But that's pretty much being paid 5 to 8 grand to live there, right? And that was all provided in part thanks to infinite banking, right? Being able to take those policy loans out. So that's the biggest thing so far.
Okay, so Mike, what I'm hearing is that you use a policy for the down payment of this, and also to do some improvements. And
Correct.
by doing those, you've increased the equity almost $1 million. Am I correct?
You are correct.
Okay.
Right?
So
Yeah.
here's okay.
good job on the math, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Bonus points.
I am a CPA, Cameron. So, but here's the point. You found a good investment, and you use IBC to do it, and you grew your wealth by $1 million. Based on that, do you think how much do you care about the dividends or the rate of return on your policy?
Yeah, not as much. It's just a tool at the end of the day, right? That's how I see it.
Exactly, because what I've seen with a lot of people, I mean, Michael, you're unique in many ways, but you've already were investing as well, and you're using this as a tool. For many of our listeners, they're new to the game, and they're new to this exposure. But what I found, and tell me what you've seen, Cameron, is once we freed up their dollars, because most of the time their money is locked away in a government-controlled plan like an IRA or 401k. They don't even think about opportunities or investing. But once they free up that money and are exposed to the opportunities that they have, that it's a game changer, right? I feel like we take the blinders off, and now that we have control, we can see what the wealthy and what a lot of these other people are doing. There's no reason why the individual investor cannot do the same.
You want to see the entire episode? Click here. If you want to learn how investors use infinite banking to increase their returns and lower their taxes, click here. If you want to see if infinite banking is for you and you have some questions, hop on a discovery call with us and one of our coaches. The link for that will be in the description.